I cheated, thinking he would never find out. I thought I was too smart, too careful that my secret would never see the light of day. But I was wrong. And when he did find out, he didn't yell, he didn't cry, he didn't even leave. Instead, he made sure I paid for it in a way I never saw coming. Now I'm the one who's alone, broken, and drowning in regret, while he's out there living his best life. I'm Alyssa, and I was 27 years old when I made the biggest mistake of my life. But to understand how I got here, we have to go back to where it all started. James was the type of man most women dream of, a responsible, loyal, hard-working man who put me first in everything. He was dependable, loving, and patient. The kind of guy who'd text me good morning every day, who remembered my coffee order without asking, who would drop everything just to make sure I was happy. And the worst part? I loved him. At least I thought I did. But as time went on, I started feeling restless. James was too stable, too predictable. He didn't play mind games. He never made me chase him. He was just there, loving me unconditionally. And I let my selfishness turn that into a problem. Instead of appreciating what I had, I started comparing him to other men. The ones my friends dated flashy, confident, a little dangerous. The ones in movies and social media who whisked their girlfriends away on surprise vacations or bought them expensive gifts just because. James wasn't like that. He was steady, safe, comfortable. And in my twisted, selfish mind, I started seeing that as boring. That's when Nathan came into the picture. Nathan was the opposite of James. Cocky, charming, reckless. The kind of guy who walked into a room like he owned it. I had dated guys like him before James, the ones who kept me on edge, who made me feel like I had to fight for their attention, and for some reason I mistook that toxic excitement for love. At first I told myself it was harmless, a little flirting, a little attention to make me feel desirable again. But then, one night it went too far. James was away on a work trip. Nathan invited me over. I should have said no. I should have blocked his number. I should have reminded myself that I had a man who adored me waiting at home. But I didn't. Instead, I let my selfishness take control. I told myself, it's just one night. One mistake. No one will ever find out. I was so sure I had gotten away with it. I had no idea James already knew. At first, everything was normal. James was the same as always, loving, attentive, predictable. He came home from work on time, he kissed me goodnight, he made me breakfast in the morning. And I thought I was safe. Then, one day, I saw something on his laptop. It was a folder, titled Alyssa. Curious, I clicked on it, and my heart stopped. Inside were screenshots of my texts with Nathan, photos, even a video of us leaving a hotel together. James knew everything. I felt my stomach drop. I could hear my own heartbeat in my ears. I turned around, and James was standing right there. You thought I'd never find out, didn't you? His voice was too calm. I expected him to explode, to yell, curse, break something. But he didn't. Instead, he just smiled. And that's when I knew he had something planned. At first, nothing happened. James didn't confront me. He didn't leave. He didn't even treat me any differently. But slowly, I started noticing changes. He stopped texting me during the day. He came home late. He started going to the gym, dressing better, and spending more time out. And then, the worst part? He stopped caring. He wasn't cold or angry, he was just done. It was like I didn't exist anymore. I should have been relieved, should have been happy that he wasn't angry. But instead, I was terrified. Because deep down, I knew something was coming. One Friday night, James invited me to dinner, a fancy restaurant, the kind we never went to. He pulled out my chair, poured me wine, and smiled like everything was perfect. For a second, I let myself believe maybe he had forgiven me. And then, I want a divorce. I choked on my drink. What? I know everything, Alyssa. I've known for months, and I've been planning this moment ever since. I felt the blood drain from my face. Did you really think I was going to beg you to stay, cry, fight for you? No, Alyssa. I was just waiting. Waiting for what? I whispered. For this. And that's when he pulled out the papers. The divorce, the prenup, and a folder full of evidence of my affair. It was airtight. He had proof, witnesses, receipts, everything. I was screwed. And then he dropped one last bomb. Oh, and by the way, I've already moved on. Thought you should know. And just like that, he stood up and walked away. While I sat there completely destroyed, James didn't just leave me. He left me broken. He got everything in the divorce. The house, the car, our friends. And Nathan? He disappeared the second James exposed everything. I lost both of them. And now, James is thriving, traveling, smiling, dating a gorgeous woman who actually appreciates him. And me? I'm alone, drowning in regret. I don't get a happy ending. There's no fixing what I broke, no going back to the life I had before. Some mistakes can't be undone, and some losses are permanent. I don't get a second chance. No amount of regret or apologies can change what happened. When trust is shattered, sometimes it's gone forever. And now, I have to live with that truth. All I have is the memory of what I threw away. And memories? They don't let you forget. They creep in at night, reminding me of what I lost, the love, the loyalty, the life I could have had. But memories can't bring him back. So if you're listening to this, don't take the good ones for granted, the ones who love you without conditions, who give you their heart without question. Because once they're gone for good. Because when you betray someone who truly loves you, they don't just leave. They make sure you regret it forever. Goodbye.